Welcome back to Monday Nights, everybody, and make sure you've got your hot topics at the ready. And we'll be with you shortly. Bring them to the table. We'll discuss anything you like reselling. See you in a minute. Hello? Anyone there? You waiting? Is anyone waiting? Belle? There's some people waiting here.
Hi.
Hello? Anyone there? Hang on a second, what's this? There is a duck race later on.
I ate that duck. Now the favourite person of the show is here.
Say hello, cooks. Say hello.
Because we all know that's what people come for, don't they? They don't come to see us. They come to see the dog.
I think we need to go and get ready. So see you in a minute.
Bye!
Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Monday night again. It's 8 p.m. It's Cookie and the Haydens. It is Reseller World Hot Topics. Was it Hot Topic?
Depends if you've got one or
I've
more
just
topics.
realised I don't know, actually. I need to check that. Hot Topics, I think. I said for the last few weeks we were going to change it up a bit, and we're not changing it a lot, just a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more reselling because that seems to be the general consensus. Only Belle's like, more reselling. But
You're going, just what you're saying. Oh, we've not changed it a lot. I'm thinking, no, we've just scrapped everything.
Yeah,
So that's changing it a lot, isn't it?
What we've done for tonight's show is we're going back to basics. Like we're talking mainly reselling, but the duck race is staying for the time being. It might stay forever, but get your hot topics in the chat.
Is this your midlife crisis?
And I will try and get to as many sort of comments, discussion points as we can. Whatever you want to talk about in the reselling world, we'll talk about it. And but in the meantime, we are going to do beat Belle to the bottom because we do like to say hello and interact with as many people as possible. We're not forgetting that one. So if you are ready, babes. I haven't even said who we are.
You're just assuming people know who
I'm assuming, but actually, when I was looking through the chat before, quite a few new names popping up there, or people we haven't necessarily seen before. So I'm Car Boot Chris, full-time reseller. Belle is not a reseller, but she is my other half, but she does know about reselling.
You can't not know about reselling when you live with a reseller.
That is probably true.
No matter how hard you try, it just goes in.
Yeah.
But hey, no, I'm just his trusty sidekick.
Okie doke. Right. Right. Get your hellos in. Belle's going to say hello to as many people as possible before the 2-minute music ends. Go.
Is it started?
Yeah.
Can't even hear it. So the first one we've got is Elaine Parks. Then we've got Ian G, Linling Jeffries, James D, Jeff Davis, Helen, Karen Evans, Resell Anything, The Monkey Thrifter, Johnny Fortycourts, Deborah Nardone, Flipper Lee, Cheap Charlie, Limelight Vintage, Gary Ballard, Brummy Time Lord, I think I've said Left-Handed Hummingbird, Resell for Rescue, Suzanne Wilkins, Richard Payne, Ian Furspark, MG Resells, Deborah
You're
Nardone.
quick tonight. You are on it.
I think I've said Fluffy Muffin, but I'll say you again.
Fluffy the Muffin.
John Parker, Lost One, Kevin Hawthorne, Crap in the Attic, Mr. Crummy, Secret Carpet, Emsden, Chris Tyler, Dan, Linlin Jeffries, See What You Buy, Peter Ray, Zebu. Now run out of names. Karen Evans, Tap Peddler, Nothing Major, Pitco, Kev Pellington, Sean
Rosemary
H,
on Facebook.
Rosemary on Facebook, Rosie Marsden, Kez TV1, Ian J, and we're at the bottom.
Well done.
And I'm pretty sure I repeated names there as well.
That was a piece of cake, that, wasn't it?
That was a piece of cake. Yeah.
Have we said hello to everyone? Yeah, we have, I think.
Pretty sure.
Did you say Kez TV1?
I did.
So, put your hot topics in. What is it you'd like to discuss tonight? Watch everyone now just go silent on me, and it's like, okay, we'll have to go back to the other way that we do the show. That's it. That's it.
I'll just start by saying, and I wasn't here last week, and Chris did give you an update on why I've not been here for the last couple of weeks. So I did watch back and I saw everybody's comments. So thank you so much for all the love and support that was being sent our way. It's not a great place to be. There are so many people that watch this channel who have been going through stuff like this, and we've sort of been on the outskirts of it, just like sending our wishes, but to now be on the opposite side is awful. It really, really is. And unfortunately, at the minute, we're still in a diagnostic stage because she's had one lot of cancer confirmed, but they're now suspecting a second cancer that she's got to be looked at, which has come out of today's meeting. So I think we've got a long way to go yet to find out exactly what a prognosis is. But as Chris said last week, we will try and keep things as steady as possible, but I'm pretty sure that's going to lean more heavily on Chris than me, because I am literally emotionally drained at the moment. But yeah, we'll try and keep the spirits going, because I know we're not the only ones in this boat. There are so many people out there that are going through stuff like this at the minute, and I really do feel for you, because it is an absolute, and pardon my language, it is an absolute shit place to be. It really is. But yeah, thank you guys for all your love. It is very much appreciated. Right, we can move on to something nice now. Now we've got that out of the way.
Yes.
I'll go back and check and see if we've missed anything in the
chat. Go on. I've starred some topics that people have raised, so I've saved them for later. We will come to them.
Jeff, I love the fact that you love the bell ringer. That is one, even though we watched him live, that is one of my favourite videos. It makes me smile every time I watch it. He was just the happiest person. There was those sort of guys were dotted all down the road, weren't they, right? And
oh yeah,
he was the only one, surprisingly, that had a crowd around him, because the other ones were miserable. And he was just loving life. It's so good. So good.
It was good, wasn't
it? I'm glad your funeral went okay, Elaine. And your brother had a good send-off.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just popped up then and then not?
Nothing.
Okay. I'll come across it in a minute.
I'm saving some discussion points, guys. So thank you for your questions. We will come back to them. I'm just letting a few gather so that we've got some momentum to go with.
I think everyone was just saying hi to everybody this time. So hi from Blackpool, says Dan. I hope it's actually not been too bad here today. Hope it's been nice.
JP says it's very hard, Belle. I know what you're going through.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a shit place for a family to be in, but I can't even begin to think where my sister's head is with the things that are going on with her. She's got so many issues. And like Chris explained last week, this isn't even why she went into hospital. She went into hospital with a lot of other issues related to her diabetes and was really, really poorly. She was in intensive care for a few days at one point. And to kind of get her through that, to then be hit with this has just been, yeah, it's crazy. Really is. But on the other side of it, had she not been in hospital, it might not have been found so straight away. She could have been living with this without even knowing.
Oh, well, she most certainly has been,
Yeah.
hasn't she? Jeff says, did you film him whilst on holiday in New York? Yeah, New York.
We did
back.
when we was in New York. That was where when we got engaged.
Yeah.
It was when we got engaged that in New York, and yeah, he was just the happiest person. And I love that song as well. So the combination of the two was bloody brilliant. Thanks, guys. I do miss coming on the show. But it is hard sometimes when you're not really. No, I do. But it is hard when you're really not feeling like being sociable to then be on YouTube.
What are you talking about? Welcome to my world. That's like every day.
And I wasn't even here last week thinking about, was I? I was in Manchester last week. Reselling anything says the duck race better stay until they've at least won one.
Dan says my partner Andrea was given 6 months with stage 4 in 2019. We're now working together from home on eBay. It's amazing what they can do with cancer. Wow.
It is. It certainly is. And I really hope that our story is going to be as positive as that one. I do. Definitely. It's good to hear stuff like that because it can happen.
Pitco says, how's sales been in the last week? It's been a very good week for me on eBay. Did a whatnot last week as well. So that's another load of income from this week. But yeah, this has been probably, I think I'm a couple of sales short of probably one of the best weeks that I can remember this year. So yeah, I think we are on our way to Q4 for me anyway. How's everybody else's sales been? Put it in the chat.
Is that the bit that you didn't? Cause I saw it was Lana. Did you rewatch the bit where Chris was stuffing his face with witch's fingers? No, I didn't see that bit actually.
Thought you said to me you watched it back.
I didn't watch it all back.
You fibbed, didn't you?
I watched most of it.
You fibbed.
Watched most of it. No, I didn't see that bit.
Anyway, Lana, we're not friends anymore. You snitch. Snitches get stitches. Kez has had a slow week this week. Fingers crossed it picks up for you. It will pick up soon, I'm sure. But as far as I'm concerned, I've had a good week. I did do a markdown sale last week, though, because the week started terrible. If you consider, this week would have been a terrible, terrible week, I think. But halfway through the week, I took action. And I did a markdown sale. And there's a video coming out in the next couple of days about going to go into it because it'll ruin the fun. But yeah, I'll put a video out. Well, I'm in the process of editing it. It'll come out midweek, I think. I probably won't make you wait until the weekend. But yeah, the markdown sale has saved me this week, and it's pretty much almost made it one of the best weeks of the year. I don't think it's quite been the best, but very, very close. It's up there. Pitco, mine's been pretty good. And then today, crickets. Well, it's always like that, isn't it? Dan said, you mentioned in a recent video that you had 2,000 listings, but now near 1,000. Did it take too much time? No, not at all. All I've done is when I had nearly 2,000 listings, I think I was up to about 1,900, and that was like the max. But what was happening was I was listing a lot of low value stuff, Dan. And I kind of changed my point of view and the way I work and the way I source, the things that I pick up. So now, basically, I look for things that are worth really over £20 or over for eBay. So that means that instead of having £5 items and £10 items, I'm looking for £20 plus items. So I've got less items, but probably a similar amount of value. So it's like working smarter but not harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That good old phrase. Husty says a markdown sale at 20% and promote at 2%. Well, I did a markdown sale at 20%, but I was also promoting at capped 10%. So definitely helped.
Oh, that's Tommy. That's another positive story as well. Thanks for that, Tommy.
That's good. That's good
Always
news.
got to have
Good. Nice to have some good news, isn't it?
Always got to have a little light at the end of a tunnel, haven't you?
Gary said, I decided today to list all items on all platforms rather than choosing a platform for each item. Okay, interesting, Gary. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. See how it goes. As long as it's not too much work for you.
Are you using a cross-listing site then to do that?
Good question, dear. Well done.
Well, I'm just thinking that's a lot of work if you're not.
Tommy Trey says, nice one. I had a 10% public coupon running and was the best sales period I've had in ages. It ended and was tumbleweeds for a few days and then picked back up. I still have a 30% markdown on old. Yeah, I talk about this on the video, Tommy, about this coupon markdown thing. So look out for it because I put my opinions on there about why you should go for one rather than the other. But whatever works for you, if that has brought you great sales, then that's excellent. But it'll be on this week's video, so I kind of don't want to spoil it.
Antoinette Daly has joined us, and so has Hartwell Ceramics.
Welcome, guys.
And Ophelia.
Ophelia as well. Zebu said, I had my best day on eBay yesterday. Made me realise I should put more time into reselling. Good. That's good.
Are you only dabbling then, Zebu? Is it like a part-time thing? Just
Hartwell Ceramics is in as well.
I just said that.
Okay. I've had 2 sales since coming on.
We always like it if we can get sales while we're live. It's always a good thing.
Sales are slow for Ophelia. Yeah. You got to put the effort in to get it out, haven't you? But at least you got a proper job.
Yeah, ABL said they set up Vinted Pro today and just in talks with a cross-listing platform.
Go for it.
Sounds like you mean business. Gary says, no, can't get my head around cross-listing software, too old.
It's really not that difficult, Gary. It's not, honest to God.
If you need any advice on it, Chris does use a cross-listing site, so feel free to get in touch with him and I'm sure he'll try to help you with it.
Lyndon said Mike is on his 2nd week of radiotherapy for throat cancer. Hopefully it's going well for you.
All right. I didn't. Did we? Do you know my brain's all over the place? Did we know about?
Yeah,
Linden's? We did know about Linden's. I do apologise. We've had so many people that, like I said, have been going through this now.
It was a few weeks ago because you've not been on, and Linden had mentioned it probably about 3-4 weeks ago, something like that.
I remember, like I said, I remember a conversation saying that they were going in for results and stuff. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad when I can't fully remember. It's like you said, when I'm not on every week, I don't kind of always keep up with what's the updates are.
Limelight said, Chris, I know Celerator sponsor your podcast. Could you do a demonstration?
I did. Have you not done a video for this?
Well, we could do a demonstration, I suppose. I'm just trying to figure out if I can actually share that. Yeah, I don't see why not. Let me start that and I'll see if we've got time in a bit. If we get to your question on the stars, Limelight, I'll share the screen and I'll see if it'll work on the share screen.
Fluffy says, how are people finding Vinted Pro? You can only speak for yourself.
As a sole trader, let me just pick this up here. Where's the brick wall? Because I need to bang my head against it. Don't even talk to me about this, Fluffy.
Thank you, Lynn. That's where Lynn said she feels bad because she was given the all clear. See, and that was my what I last remembered you giving us an update of. So then I was getting a bit confused, thinking, have I got that wrong? So you yourself got an all clear, but now is it your partner, your husband, has also got cancer as well. Oh my God.
Absolute nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot, Lynn. Really sorry about that. It's just crazy, isn't it? we've literally said this year, it's like unbelievable how many people
I've never heard so many
have been finding that
I've never
got
heard
cancer.
So many news stories about cancer as I have this year.
I mean, we say this, it could be the fact that the topics have come up within the lives that we've been doing, so we are interacting with a lot more people.
I know.
And that could be why we're hearing more about it, but it just really does feel like at the minute it's just like everybody's struggling with it. Well, we're on that. Are we okay to give Alan a shout out? Did he say anything? Because
I wouldn't say anything because I don't know.
Right,
I've
okay.
not asked that question, so
Okay.
we'll leave that one for now.
Well, I just wondered because he had put it out on social media, so.
Well, I suppose you could do now that you've mentioned his name. I'm sure he'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's okay with it because he did put it out on social media on his Facebook, which is why we know about it. And I know I noticed a lot of people that are in the channel are on Alan's Facebook as well, so we'll be aware. But Alan sadly,
Alan who?
Alan Starbucks sadly lost his wife suddenly yesterday. So yeah, we Chris has messaged him, and I've obviously reached out to him on Facebook. Well, yeah, we're just sending our condolences out to Alan. Well, he's dealing with that as well. So sending our love, Alan.
Yeah. Just no. It's all over the show, isn't it?
It is.
Do you have any all-year car boots nearby, and do you bother with them? Yeah, the nearest, there are a couple of indoor tabletops, Kez, that I'm going to at the moment. But other than that, the nearest probably all year round is Runcorn, which is the one that I put a video out for this weekend just gone. But it's about sort of 45, 50 minutes away. So it is a bit of a drive. But it's every other week, so at least it's not every week. So I'm hoping to go to that as much as possible up to Christmas. Not that I need the stock, but yeah.
What's that Ophelia said there? Did I see that Belly's going selling on whatnot? Hope it's true. Where have you got that? Where have you got that rubbish from? Not a cat in hell's. Is that you? Have you said something?
I haven't said nothing.
Not a cat in hell's chance would I do live selling. Nope.
Dan says, what's your record for a sale after an item was listed short? Just probably like less than 10 minutes, probably, Dan. I've had quite a few like that. And sometimes you think to yourself, have I listed it too cheap? But at the end of the day, if you're happy with the price and it goes really that fast, then that's amazing. That's great. One
of the fastest I always remember was your robot from Hitchhiker's Galaxy.
Yeah.
That robot, literally, I'm not kidding you, he literally just listed it. And it went bing, gone. Somebody clearly had it on a
safe search.
On a safe search.
Tap Peddler Derek said, I cross list, would like to try Celerator and might, but I pick and choose what I cross list. Well, that's what I do, Tap Peddler Derek. I pick and choose. That's how I use Celerator. I don't list everything cross listed. I do pick and choose. And actually, it's quite good for that, really, because you can go through. I'll try and do a demonstration before this show's out, but you can go through your listings on eBay, tick which ones you want to cross list, and then tick which platform you want to cross list to, and then it pulls everything across, and then you finish it off on the other platform. So yeah.
It was Jeff's birthday yesterday.
How do we not know about this?
Know about this?
I can't believe this. It wasn't even on Facebook, was it?
Jeff, you mustn't have his date of birth on there. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Hope you had a lovely day.
Happy birthday! Woo!
Oh, you had a good birthday, Jeff. I'm sorry, we did not know about that.
Know about that. Shocking.
I do apologise.
Tap Peddler said a demonstration would be good, and Reselling said, I'll get them as a podcast guest. You have asked.
I've asked them. As part of the sponsorship for season 4, I put in our contract the option for them to come on the last episode, but they've not exercised that option, and therefore I've now booked in 2 guests for our last 2 episodes. So unless they come back to me and they've got a real desire to do an episode, then there's not going to be one. I won't rule out offering them an opportunity in the future, but I did say to them, if you want to come on the final episode of Series 4, then you can do. But they haven't come back and said they want to do that. So they're a loss, I guess.
AFY said, Chris, can you please make a step-by-step guide on cross-listing? It would be really appreciated.
Oh, God. I don't do step-by-step guides. But what I will do is I will attempt to screen share it. I don't know how easy it'll be to share that process, but I'll try.
What's this on? Mr. Crummy said he's listed 36, sold 4, then he got banned. Trying to get through the AI help. This is a new account and not converted. It flags listings as duplicates if you use photos from a private account. Had to crop to list.
Yeah, you can't have. If you have listed stuff on Vinted on your private Vinted, and then you open up a new pro account and you try and list the same items, it won't let you do that. It will flag it up and you'll be in trouble. So yeah, it won't let you do that because it recognizes them as duplicates. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to sort that out. But yeah, nightmare.
See what you buy said, is Vinted Pro still displaying the national insurance numbers? No, it isn't. They have sorted.
They've allegedly fixed that. Somebody in our Discord said that they were having a problem, but I think it's because they're viewing it themselves. Because if you view your profile as yourself, you can see your number. But if you view it as somebody else, it's starred out. So that should be fixed. But there's loads of other problems. I'm making a note of a few things. And I've been on to Vinted today, and I've had the most ridiculous conversation ever with Vinted customer service about this whole sole trader thing. It's like, that's why I was like this, wanting to just literally blow my head off, because I just words can't explain it. I will share it soon.
Lots of birthday wishes for Jeff. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Lin, it sounds like you really have had a shitty year. Absolute shitty year. And it doesn't sound like it's over yet either.
No.
Dan says, I work at Blackpool Hospital. My advice is make the most of every day. Spend more time with family and friends over material things. I think we already live that sort of life already. We've already got that mentality. Yeah.
And that's why I'm constantly saying to other resellers, and when I talk on videos and live chats, I'm always saying, like, be careful that yes, we all want to make money. We want to make as much as we possibly can. And we need to live and pay our mortgages and bills and have a good time and stuff. But at the same time, be careful that your reselling or your work doesn't like swallow up your life, and you don't end up working so hard that you don't get time to enjoy it. Because, life is short and we don't know when it's over, do we?
Mm-hmm. We certainly don't. Yeah, Lana says, can't wait for 24 to end. It's been full of bad news.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally.
Oh, on my Facebook? No, that was me.
Oh, no, she was just sharing.
I was messing around on Whatnot, and I shared the link. I actually just realised it's my link and not your link I've shared, isn't it?
Oh, have you shared my link?
No, I think it was mine. I wasn't thinking... I think that's why I feel it's my link that I shared, isn't it?
Oh, right.
I'm not very good on Whatnot still.
What's this?
I don't go on it very often.
Dave and Chris at the same car boot. What's this?
Oh, I don't know.
I've not watched. Are you talking about Dave ABL? Was he at Runcorn recently at the weekend? Because I didn't see him there.
Vinyl Nuts says, I know how you feel. I'm waiting for more scans for a shadow on my lung.
Oh, best of luck.
Yeah, good luck with that, and I hope it all goes well for you.
Paul's just sold 5 things on Vinted. Nice one. Someone's giving away a Rolex on Whatnot tonight. I'm just trying to get through to the chat, and then I'm going to go back to some of the starred stuff.
Dan said he really enjoyed the guy from Chicago. Learned a lot.
It was interesting, that, wasn't it? It was an interesting chat. Lisa said Zip Sale is easy to use. Yeah, I've used Zip Sale. Actually, I think if I had to choose between the two, and I'm not just saying this because Celerator are sponsoring the podcast, I find that Celerator is a little bit more user-friendly because it sits on your screen. It's like a plug-in to Chrome. So it sits on your screen. You'll see if I share the screen what I mean by that. And while you're working on eBay and Vinted, it's just there on your screen, and you can just click on it and work on it. So that's why I like it a little bit better than Zip Sale. But it's been quite a while since I used Zip Sale because I kind of just fell out with it, the whole thing on Zip Sale.
It's Tracy's birthday on Friday as well.
Bloody hell.
That's an expensive week, isn't it? Both of you in 1 week.
Happy birthday, Tracy,
Happy birthday,
for Friday.
Tracy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. My hearts are working, but how do you get like fireworks and stuff? No, it's not working.
Have you got a link to your Vinted site? I haven't put it on the things yet, but if you want to go and have a look, it's carboot_Chris. So you can go search if you want, and feel free to go and check my profile and see if you can see my national insurance number, because I hope not, because that will just be a whole nother ball ache to deal with.
Lisa says he was at Runcorn on his last video.
He was at Runcorn, was he?
On his last
Did
video.
not see him at all. I was there early as well.
Oh, Fluffy, hope you have a lovely time since taking their first whole week off for the first time in 2 years. That's too long. Too long. Can't wait 2 years for a week off, but enjoy it. Let your hair down. Turkey special Rolex.
It depends though, Lisa, because just because he was at Runcorn on his last video, that doesn't mean he was at Runcorn, the most recent Runcorn, because he could be like several weeks behind on his videos, like I am sometimes.
Kez says, can you try and get Bungle as a guest? I think you mentioned him a few times in your videos.
That's a good idea.
It is a good
What
idea.
about Zippy? I mean, we've got George coming on soon, so we'll have the whole crew.
Worth's Plays has joined us. Hello. Hoping the free fees continue after the new year for clothing. Game changer for the mindset when buying. Stop accepting offers.
Hopefully. I'm hoping so as well. I'm hoping so.
Limelight says, is Bungle the one who sells coins?
Oh, when you share screens, I don't think it shares pop-ups from plugins. Oh, you see, this is what I mean. We'll try it, and you'll have to let me know if it shows it or not.
Adventures has joined us. Hi, Ed.
Runcorn's on twice a month, every other week, every 2 weeks, basically. Right, I'm going to go back to some starred comments now because I'm saving some. Welcome to Sarah as well. Sarah Evans, new YouTube member. Also, there's a couple of others. We've got John Parker has joined us. Although, John, you've still not come to me and said you want to join the Discord, so please send me a message. Also, Lost One, I think. Is that the right way of saying it? I think it's Lost One. XXX has also joined, so welcome to you as well. So don't forget to send me a message you want to join the Discord.
Reselling anything says, isn't Runcorn only on once a month?
No, it's twice a month.
Twice a month.
Every 2 weeks.
Flipping Wolf's joined us. Hi, Flipping Wolf.
Hi, Flipping
And
Wolf.
we have Big Al. He says, hey guys, I'm Big Al eBayer from Northern Ireland, working hard to stop my impending doom with eBay GPSR.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Welcome. And Lost One XXX. There you go. Lost One XXX. I need to get that right. But yeah, send me a message, Lost One, if you want to join the Discord. We'd be happy to have you. Right, let's go back to some starred comments. Gary says, eBay still more sales than Depop and Vinted put together for me. Yeah. The other platforms are still considerably far behind eBay. eBay is number one, no matter what. And they still will be for a long time, if not forever. I think if you've got an eBay account, you've got a Vinted account, you've got a Depop account, you should really always focus on your eBay because that is going to bring you the most money, or it should, in theory, bring you the most money. The others give you different options, but I think eBay should always be your number one. Mr. Crummy, the Vinted Pro nightmare. I know. Kind of touched on it already, Mr. Crummy, but it's been a nightmare. If you're a sole trader or a partnership and you're trying to sign up for Vinted Pro, horrendous. It's just one big mess. And they're asking for information that you can't give in the UK. It's basically they're asking for French information. They're asking for business information based on how the French do it, not how the English do it. And I couldn't get it through their head in these messages that that's what they were asking for. How can we in England or UK, I'm not in England, am I? In Wales. How can us in the UK give you information that's relevant for France? I mean, are you thick? I mean, I'm not going into it because I'm going to talk about it on another video, but
Tommy Trey says I sense a thumbnail. Vinted, no.
yeah, it's going to be one of these where you go on the thumbnail, and that's not scoring a goal. That's Pitco GPSR. We're no further on with this Pitco. No further on at all.
Big hours.
Yeah. General product safety regulations that are coming in, and eBay are warning us 13th of December this is all coming in, and we'll not be able to send to Europe or Northern Ireland if we don't fill in a whole raft of information that is absolutely ludicrous. It's not eBay's fault, by the way, guys. This is down to the European Union rules or whatever they're bringing in. It's a freaking nightmare. I don't know how it's going to play out, but my advice at the moment is don't do anything. Carry on sending to Europe and Northern Ireland until further notice, because at the moment, they're not really giving us anything other than slapping all this information on that you can't possibly fill in, because it's almost impossible. As a general seller selling secondhand stuff, it's almost impossible to fill in. So at the moment, I would do nothing.
Big Al says, yeah, it's killing him. And Reselling Anything says, I've just had an order from Belfast as we speak. Lisa said it's not eBay's fault, but they could try and make it easier.
They do. They do need to do something to make it more make it make sense. Basically, it doesn't make sense. Sean H says, how are the PSP films? I've sold one lot so far. I only listed them this week because I only bought them at the weekend. I think I sold one lot for about £28. So I've got like half my money back on one little bundle. They're going to be long tail, and that's the reason why I made an offer of what you might consider to be low. I thought it was a fair offer. I made an offer of £50, then went up to 60. She was asking 70, so I kind of met her in the middle with that. Initially, she said no, but then she spoke to her husband, and her husband said, yeah, take it. So I took the lot. And I think one person commented on that video and said, I'd have told you where to go if you'd have offered me that. But basically, I said to the lady on the stall, I said, how much would you like for all of them? Because, and here's my reasoning, right? Those PSP movies, there was about 30 horror movies in there, and she wanted £1 each. So she wasn't really asking a lot anyway. And so they're the ones that would probably have sold individually at the car boot that morning. Now, what would have happened is she'd have sold all the horrors at £30 each. But then she'd have been left with most of the other stuff, because people probably wouldn't have paid £1 for them, thinking that they weren't really worth much. And most of them, maybe half of the rest, weren't worth loads. So I said to her, look, I'll make you an offer, but it's based on the fact that I'll take all of it, the good, the bad, and then you won't have people cherry picking. You'll just get them all gone in one go. So I offered her 50 because she said to me, you make me an offer. So I made her an offer. If she'd have come in at 70, I might have said 60 and we'd have done a deal. So we ended up on 60.
He says, yeah, it was a bargain, but will take a while to shift.
Yeah, it's long tail. And when you make an offer on something, you take that into consideration. Okay, this is going to take me quite a long time to list. That took me a full day's worth of listing, and probably a little bit over, to organize them into bundles, to clean them up, to do a bit of research, and to get them all listed. There was quite a lot of bundles. There was about 170 PSP films there. That's a bloody lot to deal with.
Flipping Wolf said, what's the most valuable PSP film?
I think I listed, £20, 25 for one was probably the most. And there's only a couple of those. The rest are all in bundles.
Limelight said, I'd never heard of PSP movies.
Really?
Yeah, they brought them out with the PSPs. They did bring them out so you could, like, it's just like watching a little DVD on them. Bit pointless, really. It's just like tiny little.
Yeah.
It's basically like a handheld DVD player, isn't it? But my boys had them, and they did have little films that they could watch on them.
But I think when you're making an offer on something, or you're doing a deal with somebody on a bundle, you do have to take into account how long it's going to take you to list them, and then how long it's going to take them to sell. And they are long tail items, but I thought it was worth it for the per item price, which was about 30p an item. So I think it was worth it for
Gary
that.
said she was better off selling the lot to avoid cherry pickers. Makes
Exactly.
sense.
Cherry pickers would have taken the best, and she would have just left with, and she'd probably ended up donating them to charity or something like that, because cherry pickers will have taken the horror, and that's it.
Jeff said 60 for the lot of PSP movies was more than fair. Are they region free?
Most of them are region 2, so
No.
UK.
Oh, right.
Most of them are region 2. There are a handful of like, some of the sports ones are region 3, but most of the movies are region 2. Gary says, anyone on Vinteria? I'm not. I did look at Vinteria, but I don't have the right stock really to go on there. It's mainly household and homey stuff, isn't it? I think, excuse me, Married to Reselling are on Vinteria, and that's why I decided to have a look at them. And I probably would use them if I had the right kind of stock, but I don't really do that kind of stuff. But those guys actually have loads of stuff like that.
Just let me go through a couple of bits that are on here, because we're getting quite a lot of stuff on the chat as well.
Okay.
Sandra Parker said she won a £30 voucher giveaway on Whatnot. It wasn't in her package. She messaged the seller. They said they'd put it in the package, but I assure you it wasn't there. There's been a lot of dodgy stuff going on Whatnot with the giveaways.
Where's that, Sandra Parker? What time are you on?
It don't tell me a time on mine.
Trying to find these comments.
It don't matter. I'll just go through.
Oh, there it is.
No, not tap. What was I going to say? Dan says, does anyone sell DVDs on eBay, or has everyone moved on from them?
I will sell them if they're like box sets or special edition stuff, or like Tartan Asia or stuff like that. I'll sell decent. If it's worth selling, I'll sell it. But most DVDs, no. Box sets or specials.
Anna says, just check your Vinted profile and you can't see any national insurance number or anything like that.
There you go.
Let's see, what else is there?
Flipping Wolf said the promoted items has worked for me on clothing. However, the charges are quite high. Yeah. It depends what you set it at, Scott. Best to have it capped at a certain amount so you don't go over it. I do trending rate capped at 10%. So I do whatever eBay's recommended trending rate is, cap it at 10, so it don't go over, right? But you could cap it at 5 if you wanted to, or cap it at 3, or I mean, if you cap it at 3 or 5, it's almost certainly going to be 3 or 5, because there's not a lot that's less than that on the trending rate.
Ian G said it would be interesting how the EU changes have affected resellers in the EU. Any feedback from them?
What, sorry?
Ian G said it would be interesting how the EU changes have affected resellers in the EU. Any feedback from them?
Well, it's not in yet, is it? It's not in until December. That's for everybody. So I know we had some feedback from, who was it? Someone commented on one of my maybe Instagrams or YouTubes, and they were from the EU. I don't know which country it was now. I can't remember, but they said, obviously, it's going to kill their business, and that will. You can imagine that it would for anybody in the EU. Luckily, we're not in it to have to deal with that, but it can't be right. I think something has to change in that regulation, or they've got to clarify what they mean by it, because it's ludicrous as it stands. It will kill trade.
Sabrina Mayer has joined us. She says, hello, love watching you and so gutted when I see you pick up hats and cups and maybe sunglasses, etc. I did live in Lowestoft, but 5 years in Bulgaria. Keep up the great work. We used to do car boots.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you for joining us.
Nice, thank you.
Matt Barkley said, eBay themselves becoming the responsible person for UK businesses would be ideal, and a portion of the existing fees go to fund it, or something along the lines. Something like that. They're going to have to do something, aren't they? Because what's going to happen if they actually enforce this rule, which actually
some people are coming away from eBay opens and stuff saying that eBay are kind of saying that they're not going to enforce it, but the rule's going to be there. I can't confirm that, but that's what some people have said to me. But they're going to have to do something. Otherwise, if they enforce this rule and they stop your sales to Europe and Northern Ireland if you don't fill in the information, then what they're going to see is all their sales to those countries, all the international sales to Europe and Northern Ireland are just going to fall off a cliff. Somebody at eBay is going to sit in a meeting and say, what the hell is happening here? Why is it? Where's all the sales gone? And suddenly the penny will drop. It's because of this. And then they'll have to do something about it.
Well, we could do with them being proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah, but you know what they're like.
Mr. Crumming said the GSPR could be solved if eBay had a drop down that asks, is the item older than December 2024? Then the item falls into Article 51 of the GSPR.
Yeah.
Manuel says they've messaged you on Facebook a picture of your Vinted front page.
Okay. Thanks, Nuts. I'll have a look at it now.
Let's see where else. Tap Peddler said would also be made a lot easier as time goes by if AI the GSPR info always brought over from a cell similar.
Thank you, Vinyl Nuts. Yeah, that's perfect. That's how it should look. Thank you. But what I see on my own profile is more information than what you see. I think that's how it's designed to look.
Big Al says whose sales are returning to normal after that massive drop in sales when eBay changed the private for fees. The privates for free.
I didn't see any big drop in sales when this all happened, Big Al. Honest to God, I didn't see any big drop in sales.
Yeah, Resell.
Not noticeable.
They didn't have a big drop either.
Not where I can say that's definitely that. Because the problem when you compare anything on Vinted, I've said this loads of times, when you're comparing stuff, there's so many variables in play at any one time when you're selling on eBay that it's very hard to do any comparisons to anything. But I just didn't see that at all.
Tap Peddler says a lot of booters don't get the value in buying everything. Annoys me when people insist on pricing the lot at the individual prices. Well, it's their loss if they don't want to.
A lot of booters don't get the value in buying everything. Annoys me when people insist on pricing the lot at individual. Right? Yeah, I see.
Rather than doing like a job, like a wholesale.
I have a habit of when I see somebody selling something and they've got a lot of them or different variations on something, I've got this habit of I need to buy the lot. I need to buy everything. I like to do the bundles.
Weekend, didn't we, dear?
Yeah, I did it again this weekend. We'll talk about it another day, but I did it again this weekend. I have this habit of wanting to buy the lot. If in doubt, buy it all.
Yep.
So I say.
Dan said, do you buy from the Boxing Day sales to sell on
sometimes
profits?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's worth a look, depending on which sites you're on.
Retail arbitrage.
Yeah. Retail what?
Arbitrage. I can't say it. I certainly buy from the Boxing Day sales, but not to resell. I get all my next year's Christmas gifts. I fill up my Christmas box with all the sale items.
Gary said I put all my posh stuff on Vinteria. Oh, very posh.
You need to get out.
She might want a drink, I suppose.
Okay, just a minute, Cooks.
Chris, have you sold the Bleach anime set you bought? Which one was that, Affy? Bleach anime. I can't remember, to be honest with you, Affy.
Watch the no water now.
No, probably not.
I've lost my thing. I've lost my chat. Where's
my
chat gone?
Johnny Forticoat sold some DVDs and Blu-rays over the weekend. 385 plus postage. Still life. Yeah. If you got the right stuff, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, my thing's gone manic. What's up with it?
Anyone seen any USA resellers talking about GPSR? Nope. Not heard a thing from them. It still applies to them. Still applies to anybody selling into Europe or Northern Ireland, including those within Europe and Northern Ireland. So I've not heard anything from the USA. I've not heard them complaining about having to fill this information in. I wonder if they've even been requested to fill it in, which would be very odd if they haven't. Husty says GPSR completed it, turned it off already, no change in sales. You see, I sell quite a lot. Germany is the biggest country that buy from me. I don't know why. I haven't got a clue, but I seem to sell quite a bit to Germany and the US. They're the two main ones. And then the others just like sporadic. But I'm loath to turn it off until I'm forced to, because I worked out, I don't know, I put it on a previous video, but I worked out that I had a fair chunk of sales to Germany in a month, or in a 3-month period. It was quite a lot.
Rhino Nut says, what happens if we use eBay shipping?
The same rules apply, Nuts. Until they tell us different, the same rules apply.
Fluffy says she's been watching Big Al's videos about the impact on his Northern Ireland business, and it's shocking.
I can believe it. You'd be absolutely livid, wouldn't you? And I feel so sorry for anybody who lives in Northern Ireland, because they've already had a shit deal with like postage and stuff. Because if us from England, Wales, whatever, want to send into Northern Ireland, it costs us more in certain carriers, so therefore we have to use Royal Mail. That probably has stopped a little bit of stuff going into Northern Ireland, but that's annoying in itself.
Big Al says, I'm just gutted the lot of you are going to turn off Northern Ireland. We are going to lose so many eBayers, and I won't even be able to sell to my neighbours.
Just wait and see how it plays out, Big Al. I would be worried, honest to God, I would, because I'm worried just as it is. But just wait and see what happens. I just can't see how it works, because it's not just you, Big Al. This is going to affect hundreds of thousands, even potentially millions of people across Europe are suddenly not going to be able to trade. And we're not just talking eBay, we're talking all the different platforms. It applies to anything you sell anywhere going into another European Northern Ireland country. In theory, you can't do it unless you fill out all that information, and most of that information you can't fill out. So the rule is ridiculous. They have to do something about it, otherwise a lot of trade is going to be killed, and places like eBay are gonna feel it very hard in all the eBay countries in Europe. They're going to notice it massively. So I would imagine that as soon as they start noticing that massively in the European eBays, they're going to have to go to the European Commission or whatever it is and say, hang on a minute, this can't work. This isn't fair. This isn't realistic.
Big Al says, yeah, I've been eBaying in Northern Ireland for 22 years. I've got a stock of over £1 million and employed 12 staff, with my company being discontinued because I can't sell to my own country.
It's ridiculous. And I think they're going to realise pretty quick that it's ridiculous, because all of a sudden they're going to have a lot of companies banging on the door of this EU Commission or whoever it is, this EU bollocks.
It says Northern Ireland has 1.8 million customers, and we will lose so many suppliers from Great Britain.
Wait and see how it plays out. Try not to panic just yet, and just see what happens when that day comes, and see what you're being forced to do and what you're not.
Phil says, my niche is not subject to GPSR, fortunately, but only 2 to 3% of my sales go overseas, and not many of them to Europe, so luckily I'm unaffected. Chris says, on a different note, have you watered Cookie this evening? She's just been and had a drink. She's still got a bloody cough, though.
Yeah, she's still suffering.
Resell said Black Friday is always good for that.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't
Depends
think Black Friday is as good as it used to be.
No.
It's not as good as it used to be. But,
Star Louise says maybe it's for new items for VAT purposes going abroad. No. When you read the legislation, Louise, it applies to secondhand as well. There's only a few categories that it doesn't apply to.
Go skip dipping after Christmas.
They need to change it, don't they?
Vinyl Nut says go skip dipping after Christmas. Keep saying he's going to do that.
I know, I
but
keep
he
saying
won't
I'm
have the
gonna do it.
balls to do it. He won't have the balls to do it. This is a person who yesterday we kindly went out for a meal with a gift card sent from Emsden for Chrissy's birthday. And after we'd paid, there was 92p left on the card, and we were determined to honour Emsden and buy ourselves a pudding. And Chris would go up and order the pudding to get rid of the 92p off the card. He just won't do it. So this is a person that won't do that. So he certainly isn't going to go climbing in a skip, is he?
I might do. Adventures says, Chris, how do you keep in shape? Oh, get that. How do you keep in shape?
He basically
do you watch your diet or exercise? I don't do any exercise.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
That's not true. Being a reseller is
Right,
very
baby.
physically demanding. He lifts and lugs and boxes around that storeroom a lot, up and down stairs. That's his exercise. Outside of that, he walks the dog.
Yeah, I don't really exercise. Now I do try and watch my diet, apart from when the witch's fingers are available.
We were doing very well with our. It's not diet. We don't diet. We try to clean eat. So we try,
clean eat.
We try to eat everything
Coach,
fresh.
get off of there. Off. Go sit down.
That would be Cookie probably sitting on his stock. We try to eat everything fresh food, so we don't have like frozen stuff. We don't have highly processed foods. We just try to keep it all fairly fresh. But with everything that's going on at the minute, we're really struggling to stay on the wagon at the moment, aren't we? We are struggling.
Yeah, it's hard at the moment. It is hard. And we've had a lot of days where we've cheated. I
am certainly emotionally eating. I can definitely say that. But no, see, look how trim you look. And this is him. He'll stand there and go, I look fat. Look at that. There's nothing on him. Nothing on him.
That's my face, babe. I bet you sell a lot to Germany, Chris, because a lot of sellers have turned it off. It could be that, actually. Could be. You never know. Did you see Tech and Sports video where I've not watched any of Tech and Sports really videos, to be honest. I don't really watch them, to be fair. Not because it's not that I don't like them or anything. I've just not tuned in, because the one or two that I have watched, I don't feel like it's really relevant for me, because it's not the way I operate. So, yeah, I might have a look for it. I'm always open to watching the odd video of different people.
Pitco says, but Amazon seems to have figured it out. Well, hopefully eBay will too.
Yeah. The thing with Amazon, though, the different thing with Amazon is when you sell something on Amazon, it's already in their catalog. So basically, you scan an item, they already have all the information about it. So therefore, you don't have to fill anything in. They've done that already. But that's where it's different to eBay. eBay, you are building a listing from scratch. Amazon, it's pre-filled in already. You're basically just adding a quantity to say that you're selling something that they already have in their computer system.
Resell says Amazon is all new goods and sellers have to use templates, products already on the platform.
Exactly.
It's
so
very, very hard to create a new listing on Amazon.
The information is already done on Amazon. That's the difference.
Married to Reselling says eBay needs to partner with a parcel forwarder in the UK for overseas buyers.
Could be an idea.
eBay should buy Vinted before they get too big.
Ed said if we hadn't left the EU, then this would have impacted us also. Absolutely, yeah. We'd have been in the same boat as everyone else, like worried for our businesses. I mean, at the moment, like selling to Europe and Northern Ireland isn't essential for our businesses. So, but for someone like, was it Al, who's in Northern Ireland, it's his livelihood, and that counts for everybody in Europe.
Hartwell Ceramics says, weirdly, the only country out of the EU bunch I have sold to is the Netherlands. Not sure why, but I've sold about 6 sets of plates to there. They really like British crockery. Ophelia says, I'll go skip diving with Chris. I'll be the mouth distraction if anyone catches us whilst you do a runner with the goods.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He will leave you behind, Ophelia, I'm telling you now. So question, how does Amazon get around it?
We've covered that one.
We've done that. Wolf says it was my daughter's 19th birthday today. Got to spend some time with her early, but she had to go into work this evening. Oh, well, at least you got to spend some time with her. And happy birthday to your daughter, Wolf.
Happy birthday, yeah. Is it legal to take things from a skip? It's a very grey area.
Depends where the skip is.
It's very grey.
Normally, skips are owned by somebody, aren't they? Normally, skips are privately owned. They're not usually
Yeah, if you're talking about a skip that's outside your house, really you should be knocking on and asking if you can take it. I wouldn't take from somebody's skip outside.
Dumpster diving, as in bins, is a whole different ball game because bins tend to be owned by councils rather than individuals, and there's this whole area of technically if you've put something in a bin, then you've relinquished your ownership of it, so it's then owned by the council, and so
it's grey.
There's a whole grey area there. There's a whole grey area. The best people to go watch for that is the drink and drive, not drink and drive. What is it? I always say drink and drive. Is it drink and drive?
Drink and dive.
Drink and dive dumpster divers. They've done a few videos on this like grey area.
George's Treasure Shed do dumpster diving as well, so check them out.
So go watch some of them videos and see. But it is a little bit.
Lee, I thought we were friends. You can't say stuff like that. Not when Belle's here.
What did he say?
Tommy Trey says, watched Jurassic Park last night. Thought you'd appreciate. Nice, Tommy. Yeah, we need to watch from the start because we went to the Jurassic World exhibition in Manchester, and it was amazing. It was great, and there will be a video out, by the way, because I've taken some footage from it.
Chris was very skeptical when I bought this for him as a birthday treat. He was very much go on, and when he got there, he absolutely loved it. Anybody out there who's in that location near the Trafford Centre or within travelling distance, go see it. It's like 20 quid a ticket, so it's not massive money, but it's so much fun. It really is good.
It's like being at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Mr. Crummy says, does GPSR affect private sellers? No, it doesn't. And this is the whole laughable rule is that businesses have to abide by all these rules. So I gave this example on a recent video. I said, okay, so I'm a business. I'm selling this phone, and I've got to fill in a shitload of information because of the general safety product regulations selling to Europe, right? But hang on a minute, Belle, give you this phone. Belle's now selling the same phone on a private account, but safety doesn't matter now. Safety is irrelevant. They don't give a shit about safety of that phone.
Oh, now you give it me.
They don't give a shit about the safety of that phone because Belle's a private seller. So what's the point?
Do I get to keep it now? You've technically live on air. You've technically just said I can have this phone.
I'm trying to make a serious point, but it's ridiculous. If it's about safety, everybody has to do it.
You would think so.
Why? If it's about safety.
Dan says, can anyone recommend software to keep stock list up to date, please? We are currently using Book and Pencil with 600 listings that can't continue.
It depends what stock list. I mean,
Would you just use a Excel spreadsheet?
You could use a spreadsheet or something, but I don't know. What's your purpose of having a stock list and spreadsheet? Because in my eyes, you don't need one. If you're using that for like accounting purposes, then just get something like QuickBooks and use that. But I always wonder why people keep like spreadsheets of stock, because I just think it's something that's unnecessary. I understand when people like to micromanage their stuff, like, oh, I need to know when I bought it, I need to know what it is, where I got it from, I need to know how much I paid, how much it sold for, how much all the fees were on it, and you're inputting all that manually. And for what? You don't need that for your accounting if you've got QuickBooks. You don't need it. You don't need that level of detail if you're a sole trader anyway. So why keep it? Is it just for your own information? If so, that's fine, but it's not necessary.
Not sure if that answered your question.
Yeah, I don't know what the question was anymore. I'm going on a rant today.
Software. I'm
on one now. You got me on one.
Ophelia says, I'm a big girl. I'm hard to take down by just one person. He can leave me behind. Oh,
Ex-cop caught dumpster diving. Can see the headlines now. Yeah.
What's that? Dan says I've got an door seer license, Chris. I will be your security.
SIA license.
All right, SIA license. I'll be a security while you're looking skips.
Big Al says eBay are forcing us all to sell privately. Yeah. Flipping Wolf, I got told off for pulling a bag full of corgi and dinky cars out of the top of a skip at a recycling centre. Yeah, you will get told off for that. Me and Belle have been told off for do you remember when we were at the skip at the tip and we were unloading our car and there was a car next to us who said, could they have the boxes?
Oh, yeah.
They were saying, oh, those plastic boxes, could we have those? Is that all right before you throw it in? And we got told off by the recycling centre people saying we're not allowed to do that because now that you're here on our property, that's now our property as the council. So, yeah, you will get told off for that, Wolf. They're right dickheads.
You've got him going.
I've had it today. Let's have some good news.
Star says if gates are open and it's not locked, should be all good. I don't think it's that straightforward. Limelight says they're right by the dinosaurs. Go see them then, Limelight.
You need to go watch that. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's really good.
Carrie said that reminded me of Last of the Summer Wine. Big Al says they use Ink Frog. Bill says, where's Tommy's spanner?
I don't know. Where is Tommy's spanner?
Don't know.
The whole GPSR thing was set up I think it was as well, James, but they've gone about it without realizing the effect it's having on a lot of people selling like us. And that's going to happen. And I think when they realize the mass effect that it's going to have on trade across Europe, I think they will change it. I think there'll be uproar. I think big companies like eBay, you think how big eBay is across Europe. They've got a different eBay site for every single European country. You think if eBay go to the EU and say, look what you've done to sales across Europe. You know, you've taken millions of pounds off our sales. You know, they've got to do something about it.
Reselling anything says, so Chris, how's your Vinted Pro setup going?
Don't go there. Has Tommy Trades not got?
No, he's not got a spanner. Disc Trader said Sam sells
right, I can fix that right now.
Is making new software called Flipalytics, something like that.
Yeah.
Which helps people track that stuff for people who are that way inclined. They looked at it, but it wasn't for them.
I just don't see the point. I think you're making work for yourself for nothing.
Well, if some people want to do that,
Adders mod.
Some people want to do that. Just because you don't want to, some people do.
I'm just saying. That's my opinion.
I know you're saying.
I'm here to give you my opinion.
Saying it very aggressively. Chill out. Come back a level.
No, you've got me wound up.
Go back. Jesus. Hartwell says skip cartel.
But yeah, I think, I remember Sam and is it Rummage Around also involved in it? Because they do things together, don't they? I think Rummage messaged me and said, would I be interested in something like that? I might be wrong here. I can't remember. It's been a while. But I just said, look, it's not really for me because I don't micromanage my stock to that kind of level. I just see it as an action that is time consuming and not useful really.
Adventures has said there that they don't see the need for it as a sole trader and adopt a cash-based accounting process. Exactly. It's cash in and cash out. You don't need
the individual stuff unless you want it to help you understand how your business operates and where you buy from and stuff.
This trader said, surely if you haven't put it in the tip, then it isn't their property yet. By that logic, your car becomes their property.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I love that.
Star Louise says, our tip has a shop and caught them pricing up, using asking prices on eBay, so stop going. Ours isn't too bad.
It's a little bit expensive.
It's a little bit, and we haven't tested it yet. We went to do a tip run the other day and we did pick up a really nice...
I'm proper wound up today.
I know. We did pick up a really nice... I've lost the words. What is it that we bought?
Fire pit.
fire pit, but you know, like the Rattan fire pits, the gas ones, they're about 500 quid, and we paid a tenner for it, and it's in really good condition, but we haven't got a gas bottle to test it yet, so in theory it might not work. But
I'm just waiting for the whole thing to go up in flames when we like that.
I hope it goes up in flames, because that's the whole point.
What, the whole rattan?
No, but my thought process was, if it didn't work, why would they not just dump it at the tip rather than taking it to the tip shop, which is attached to the tip? So if it didn't work, you'd think they'd get rid of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, hopefully. We're going to try it out.
But we're going to try it out anyway. So yeah, 10 quid. Can't go wrong.
It was cheap. Kitty on Facebook says, do we have to make the switch to Vinted Pro? Well, I wouldn't do anything at the moment, Kitty, to be honest. Wait and see, because it's a freaking nightmare changing to Vinted Pro at the moment. Just wait and see.
Ian G says, I think anyone who throws perfectly useful items on a skip or at the dump should be thrown in jail. Recycling and reuse is the only sane way. It's very true, but some people just cannot be bothered.
And Fluffy Muffin says, some of us are data nerds. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I do understand it. It's just not for me.
We've noticed. You got that point across.
It's not for me. What I always try and do is I try and like uncomplicate things for people. Like we don't always have enough time to do our listings and sort our stock out and do our packaging. But then if you're putting something else into the mix that takes up your day, then I was trying to keep it simple. Being a sole trader, it's all about keeping it simple, I think. And if you're going to be a limited company and things get a bit more complicated and you've got to keep a bit more stock information, because as a limited company, I found out from Aaron on the podcast that you're supposed to do like regular full stock checks. You know, that'd be a freaking nightmare for me. I don't want to do that. You know, I might have to if I'm ever a limited company, but then that might then become more useful. You know, that kind of thing. So
Sabrina says, oh, and the trainers, you get some great super deals. He certainly does. He said,
sometimes I do.
How are you both? We're both okay, thank you very much. And wow, a fire pit. I know. If it works,
it's going to be good. That
bonfire night, it'll be being used if it works. We're going to have a fire pit in the back garden. Fantastic.
While you're wound up, says Wolf, what's the plans for Halloween? We haven't got any plans for the Halloween show, have we?
Yes.
Have we? I thought you kind of skipped it because there's so much going on. I was like, yes.
No. Backtrack. I came up with an idea. Whether it goes ahead is a different thing, because at the moment we have no idea what's happening. But I did come up with the idea. Actually, we needed to order the thing, didn't we? That I came up with. So you need to do that tomorrow, just in case.
Well, you need to talk to me about it because I've forgotten.
So yeah, I have come up with a slight idea, which, as per usual, means that we're going to be getting ourselves into mischief, so you guys can laugh at us, because that's normally what Halloween consists of. But yeah, all being well, when is Halloween? Will it be next week's show? It will. It'll be next week's. It'll actually be next week's show, won't it? So hopefully that will go ahead. We're not planning too far in the future at the moment with anything, because
that's the thing.
From update to update, we just never know where we're going to be and what's going to be.
If there's going to be a show or
what's going to be happening. So, but yeah, fingers crossed, we will have something planned for Halloween, because you know me, guys, I love a good theme show. I absolutely love it. I do look forward so much to this time of year for this. So yeah, if we don't end up doing it next week,
maybe the week after,
we might have to do a belated one and do it the week after.
If we haven't got it in time. Nicola said, I'm not a reseller. I did post some jeans to my sister-in-law in France, and it's a pain to post. Then they wouldn't deliver until she paid €60 for tax and customs. Oh, ouch. That's a nightmare, that. Yeah. Chris, any views on tracking individual items and systems for doing it? Don't go there, Ed.
Oh, Fluffy says we can celebrate Halloween later. Well, we've got 2 bites at the cherry. If it's not next week, we will try and aim for next week, because I like to do it when it should be there. It's kind of a bit pants if you do it after the event, isn't it? At least if we'd managed to do it on Monday, it would get everybody set up, ready for Halloween for the end of the week.
We'll see if we can do it in time. Richard said, I thought according to Article 51, items manufactured before 13th of December 24 are okay to be sold without. I'm not aware of that information, Richard. A few people seem to have picked up this information, but doesn't say it anywhere on the legislation, because it quite clearly states that second-hand items are included in it as well. So I've seen couple of people mentioning this date thing about made before or something, but I don't know anything about that. I don't think that's right according to the legislation.
Lisa said last year's was so funny. Yeah, you guys always seem to enjoy if we're slapping each other with goo or cream pies or something. Chris dreads it. He dreads it because I come up with like the stupidest ideas, which generally mean he's going to get the worst of it, because you guys, I'd normally team Bell if you've got to pick between us, so he gets the worst of it. That's why he's not so game for it, but don't worry, we will have something.
Let's go back to some of the starred comments. I know we've left them behind a bit. Lost One Triple X says, took one of the ULend eBay capital loans last week, then immediately had 3 no sales day in a row. Bloody hell, how unlucky is that? Not had a no sales day in 4 months. Coincidence? Well, good luck with the capital loan. But out of interest, Lost One, what are you using it for, if you don't mind us asking? Have you got a big stock deal to do, or are you going on holiday on it, or what? Let us know. Dan also says, this is my first Christmas doing eBay. What can I expect with sales, and do you buy stock in the sales? Well, we've covered the latter bit about stock in the sales. Yes, if the right things come up. What can I expect with sales? Well, depending on what you sell, you should expect an increase, but I would focus on getting your sort of Christmas appropriate stuff on from now, between now and Christmas. Get your toys on, get your games, computer games, anything that's giftable. But if you do clothes, continue with clothes, because don't forget you've got free fees until the end of December on clothes. So you might as well get some clothes listed up. And people are always buying clothes.
Christmas outfits,
gifts even, you know. Yeah. Just work as hard as you're willing to work in this period to get as many sales as you can. Anyone see the program on Channel 4 on Vinted? No, I haven't seen it. I wouldn't mind looking that up. Can anyone drop me a message and let me know what it was called? Because I think John Luke was on it, wasn't he? Or did they use one of his videos off YouTube or something? I'd like to go and watch that.
Well, says Christmas plate. I sold a large reindeer plate already. It was rather ugly. Ugly sells. We always say this, ugly sells.
And Suzanne says, what do you guys think of the Vinted payment method? So do you mean the fact that eBay are adopting that sort of eBay wallet system where if you're a private seller and you sell stuff, it goes into a wallet rather than being automatically sent to your bank, and then therefore you can use the money to buy stuff? I think it's a great idea. And I think the way it works on Vinted is very good as well, because sometimes I leave money in there and use it to buy stuff. I think a lot of people operate like that. They won't withdraw it, but they'll use it to continue buying. I think it's brilliant. And Resell Anything says, stocking up on toys for Christmas. Well, I've got a lot of stock at the moment, toy-wise, so I'm good for that.
Apparently it was Vinted's dirty laundry, Chris. It's on all 4.
Vinted's dirty laundry. Oh, okay.
They're in the dirty laundry. It was on all 4, so we'll have to have a look. And they used one of John Luke's videos. Yeah,
I thought I saw a thing with John Luke on it. Tap Peddler Derek's got a question. Will anyone be changing their shipping methods as we approach Christmas? Some couriers struggle. What are people's plans to prepare, if anything? I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Derek. Sweet FA. I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing normally. I guess, okay, that might not be 100% true. Probably like a week before Christmas, I might just post out every day, just to give people a chance to get whatever they've bought in time for Christmas. But other than that, I'm not doing anything different. I'm still using I'm still using Row Mail 48, Row Mail 24. But yeah, maybe a week before, instead of doing 2-day dispatch, I'll probably do like next day. That'll be the only difference.
Lisa said you have to wait 2 weeks to get paid now on Vinted.
On Vinted Pro.
On Vinted Pro.
Yeah, which is a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Now, let's go back to this. Limelight Vinty said, can we do a demonstration on Celerator? So let's see if I can do it. See if it works. Let me just set up a couple of bits.
Someone's mentioned board games. Board games are a fantastic thing. Board games and jigsaws and stuff like that are great to get on now.
Anything toy related.
Yeah, people love to buy
toys
stuff
and
like
games.
That. Flipping Wool says, I'm selling so many board games at the minute. It's insane. Trying to find vintage Christmas decks to add to the store, but no joy.
Yeah, a bit hard to find, really, aren't they?
And Hartwell says, on another note, what do people have their payouts set to? I've got mine set to monthly to cover postage, and if any refunds are needed. Thankfully, only had one when I fell and squashed a £55 teapot. Oh dear, that's definitely a no. Do you have yours set to weekly? Your payouts?
I'm weekly,
yeah.
Weekly.
Chris is weekly.
And that's fine. I find that to be fine. I'm just going to see if I can do a demo.
Have you got a reason why you have it for weekly, as they've said?
No, it just seems to work okay. I don't like leaving stuff in for like a month, because if something happens with your account on eBay, you know, like if eBay like decided they were going to like give you a suspension or shut you down or something, I don't want a whole month's worth of money, because that could be that could be quite a lot. You know, that could be like 5-6 grand in your eBay account. I don't fancy that being stuck. So I think if you work on a weekly basis, it limits the chances of something like that happening. But I'll stop short of doing daily. I'm not interested in doing daily, because daily requires you to do a lot of admin for your accounts, and I don't want to do that much admin.
Reseller, if you said they have Amazon set monthly to pay bills and salary, then have eBay set to bi-weekly to pay for expenses and sourcing. Star Louise says, I'm sticking with Royal Mail Track 48 week before I use first class next day, as it's a gift. Talking of games, don't forget the duck race. Don't worry, we won't forget the duck race. Someone said earlier about Halloween saying doing a scary duck race. The problem we found with the duck race is we can't change to anything else. Now and again, we've done a zombie one, but we can only have, is it like 20 zombies? We can't have the ducks.
Can't have enough.
Yeah, the ducks is the only one where we can have a larger number in it. So if we change it to any other thing, the numbers are less. So we've only ever used that when we've done like a winners, like if we've had like multiple winners of a competition throughout the show, and then we've put them all into a zombie race at the end, sort of thing. We can only do it that way.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to see if this works. So can you get yours on so I can see if it's working? Okay, so let's attempt to do a little demonstration on Celerator on how it works. It's going to be a very quick cross list from eBay to Vinted Pro. Let's see if it will work. That's not going to work. Let's just share the entire screen.
Hartwell said, on a note of the poor teapot, thankfully it was packaged, or I may have had a spout through my chest. Ooh. Yeah, that would have been worse. Right.
Let's see what we've got on screen.
Resell anything. We haven't got any oh no sale of the week or this is heavy, because he's trialing this new hot topics of the week.
Yeah. Let me see if I can go full screen on this.
No saying that they won't be gone forever. We
Not forever.
We might mix it up, but he just wants it to. The problem when you have the sections, it takes a lot more thought and a lot more setting up at the beginning, whereas this is a bit easier at the moment while we've got a lot on.
Right, guys, this is my
it is Celerator.
This is my eBay listing page. Now what I've done is I've searched for an item that I was planning on cross listing to Vinted Pro, and it's a Napa Pidgey gilet. Can you see that? So pretend this is your listing page. So this is your listings on eBay. So what here, you've got a plugin. Can you see it on the side? It says cross lister. Can you see it? I'm circling it on my thing, on my arrows. Yeah. Cross lister. So what you do is, this is the plugin from Celerator, and it sits on top of your screen like that. So you do select items, and it puts a box over the top of your list of items. Okay. Now what you do is you click which one. Now you can do multiples, but I'm only selecting one because otherwise we'll be here all day. So I'm selecting this Napa Pidgery one. And then what you do is you press cross list here. Press cross list. And then you select which platform you're going to. And there's loads of different platforms. I believe Whatnot is going to be put on this as well, on this list at some point. But I'm going to choose Vinted UK. There it is. I'm going to select that. Now, before you press the cross list button, you've got to make sure that your Vinted profile page is open on another tab. So you can see at the top of the page up here, can you see? I've already got my Vinted Pro page open. So you need it needs to be open before you hit the cross list button. So then you hit cross list, press the button, and what Celerator is currently doing is it's copying your listing and your photographs, and it's going to throw them over into a new listing on Vinted. I hope. Sometimes it glitches out and sometimes it's fine, but fingers crossed. Zip Sale is the same. Zip Sale can be glitchy. So we just have to see if it works.
Dig Vintage saying they really enjoying using Celerator. It's very simple to use.
Very, very easy to use. This is as simple as it gets. I just hope it works first time for you. So what it's done is, now it's copied all that listing. I'm going to open the tab. It's still doing it for some reason. And there it is. It's opened a brand new listing on Vinted. Can you see that? Yeah. So it's copied all the photos from that listing. It's copied the title and the description. Now, what you need to do, because Vinted doesn't like capital letters, you do have to sometimes make a little bit of a change to your thing. So take out some of the capitals, which I'm going to do here. Take out the capitals on Napa Pidgery because it will not like that one. I can never spell this. Napa Pidgery. No,
it's literally written below.
I know, I'm copying it. And then I'm just going to edit the description a little bit because this is like an eBay description, so some of the wording can come out. All I need is a bit of the description. Take all that out. So now I've got a very basic description with the size stuff in it. So then you just go down, make sure it's in the right category. It's in gilets and body warmers. Brand is Napa Pidgery. Size is 2XL, so I've got to put that in. 2XL there. Condition is brand new with tags. Color beige. I'm not bothered about material. Price for $29.99. I'm going to just change. I always do round up on Vinted for some reason. I'm 30 quid on that. It's going to be a medium parcel, and then bang, press upload. And that's listed. There you go. That is how easy it is. And what you can do is, I've just selected one at a time, but you can select a few. What I would say is, I would don't do more than half a dozen at a time, because sometimes it'll glitch out and you'll have to reselect like one or something because the photos won't go or something like that. But there it is. It's on my list. It's just processing on Vinted, so it's ready to go. Now, what I do is, though, go back to your eBay, and this is what I do just to keep track. In my custom SKU, I just write here, Vinted Pro, in my custom SKU, and I have that X in for a reason. That's another reason. And I just put that there so that I know that if this sells on eBay, I need to just go and take it off on Vinted. And it's as simple as that.
Lisa says, does Celerator delist items?
It will delist if you buy the, I think it's £30 a month package. If you're on the lower package, which I'm on, it doesn't have the auto delister on, but it will auto delist if you're on the more expensive package.
Dig Vintage said much better than Zip Sales, which I found really annoying.
I like this a lot more than Zip Sale. I'm not just saying that because they sponsored the podcast. Honest to God.
Chris is usually transparent with this sort of stuff, and not usually, always transparent.
Usually,
with this.
thank you.
Yeah,
dear.
always transparent with this sort of stuff. And if he didn't like it, he wouldn't even promote it.
No.
This is before he took on the sponsorship. He did his own test of it to make sure that he was happy with the site to begin with before he took the sponsorship on, because if he hadn't been happy with it, he wouldn't have promoted it and he just wouldn't have taken the sponsorship. Because as much as sponsorships are great for an extra source of income, it's not worth your reputation if it's crap or it's not something you would use yourself. And we've said this multiple times because Chris gets people coming to him all the time, don't you, with different things where, do you want to promote this? Do you want to promote that? And he turns a lot of it down because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like you said, if it's not something that's relevant or it's not something he's going to use or not something he can personally say he's tried, then he won't do it.
No.
So, yeah.
Ophelia says, you might have covered this, but is there any perks to Vinted Pro? Other than having your little Pro button on there, I don't even know if that's a perk. There's no real perks to it. Other than also, of course, if you're on Vinted Pro, you can list all your business stuff as much as you like without fear of getting booted off the platform. I guess that's the big one.
Flipping Wolf said, thanks for that info on cross-listing. I've had a few problems with Vinted when listing Adidas and Nike. It takes my listing down saying counterfeit warning.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Just make sure you put in as many photographs as you can. Also put photos of the tags if you're not doing, because they get reviewed. When I first opened my Vinted Pro account, I put up 4 pairs of Aikido trainers and they all went into checking for like 3-4 days. Like, didn't come out. I had to message Vinted and say, why are these still checking? Eventually they released them and put them on. But if you put as much in the way of photos on as possible and description and stuff. But it is quite a good tool. It's worth looking at. And if anybody does want to sign up to Celerator, feel free to use my link. It's in the description below. It's an affiliate link, so I get a kickback off it. And you guys, I'm not sure if you get like an extra period of trial or whatever. So if you use that, it helps everybody. But if you don't want to use it, you just want to go and sign up, just do that.
Star Louise says eBay still doesn't like Cards Against Humanity, thinking it's a counterfeit.
Yeah, it doesn't, and it doesn't like Exploding Kittens either. I found that one out.
Resell Anything says only do 5 at a time. It works well.
Yeah, I found that 5 max sometimes, and I'm not sure if there's a common denominator. I think they're looking at it, Celerator, but sometimes it doesn't transfer the photos for like one listing. And I'm not sure, like if you've got an offer going, like an offer pending on eBay, I'm wondering if it's when that happens, because what basically Celerator do with your eBay listing is it opens your listing and it copies all your information. And I think sometimes when you get those lock buttons, when you can't revise something on your listing because there's offers pending, I think when that happens, it sometimes seems to mess up the transfer to the other site when you've got the lock because you can't revise. So it could be that, but it doesn't happen that often. But yeah, that's why I always say just do a few at a time.
Gary and Tommy like your demo. Santa says that Celerator thing looks pretty nifty. You should get them to sponsor your Everything Reselling podcast or something. Matt says, how do you make offers via Celerator on Vinted?
You can make offers if you've got the Growbot. That's another thing you can get using Celerator, the Growbot. I think it's, if you're on the bigger package, you get the Growbot cheaper, but you can do like bulk offers on Vinted. Also, you can do bulk edit, so you can reduce all your item prices by like £1 or a percentage, which you can't actually do on Vinted, but you can do that on Celerator as well. But you have to get the extra little package on that. I'm not sure if it's like £10 a month for that bit, or if you're on the bigger package, you get it for free or something like that. But it's useful.
Could you use Celerator for that Vinteria or whatever it's called?
I can have a quick look. Let's do that again.
Homefront Farm says takes ages to get paid. Takes ages to get paid from what?
Vinted Pro, probably.
Vinted Pro.
Vinteria is Vestiaire is on there. Vestiaire, Spotify, Instagram, Grailed, Facebook, Poshmark, Macari.
I thought Poshmark had gone.
US.
Oh.
Vinted, Etsy, Depop. That's what you can cross list to.
Lisa says she finds more expensive things get checked, which makes sense.
Yeah.
No one likes exploding kittens. It's a stupid game. My nephew tried making us play it when we were last at his house, and it's just a pointless game.
Whatever when we were playing, we had to do. I did it.
Yeah,
like,
it's still pointless.
Now what do I do? I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I'm still none the wiser about that game.
Tommy says it looks like a good tool, but this all sounds like my worst.
It doesn't happen that often, to be fair, Tommy. The tech issue isn't. When I say it's a tech issue, basically what happens is occasionally, like one listing, like say you're listing 5, like JP said he does. One listing might not transfer the photos, so all you do is close it down and just go back to eBay and just send it across again, and then it all comes. It's weird. I'm convinced it's something to do with when you've got an outstanding offer on your eBay and it puts those lock screens on. I'm convinced it's that.
They can't see the sign up.
There is a link below somewhere. If you look through the description, it'll say Celerator affiliate link or something like that. You will see it there somewhere.
Right. Do we need to look at getting this book race done?
How do we think it's gone tonight on the show? We haven't done any of the segments. We're not doing This Is Heavy. We're not doing Sale of the Week.
Oh no's.
Not doing any of that. But we've had a hell of a lot of chat to get through, haven't we?
And to be fair,
and you wound me up something rotten tonight.
To be fair, we normally have this much chat and we normally have to cut it short so we can fit the segments in.
I would rather
talk about what you want.
What you want to talk about rather than
relevant.
Us direct the conversation to what we want to talk about and sharing a sale or whatever. I mean, I do videos for that. You know, if you want to watch sales videos, go and watch a sales video. But that's kind of the way I'm leaning. If you prefer this, like the reselling chat, and then we'll have the fun bit at the end with the duck race, then I'm happy.
Elaine says, yeah, it's been a great show. Limelight says it's been good, but I do like the oh no's. Tom Trey says, I missed most of it. I was having dinner, but seems like a great show. Everything I've been in.
Ophelia said I had a West Brom and Albion. West Brom and Albion. What's a West Brom and Albion, Ophelia? West Bromwich Albion, you mean? Kid's hoodie taken down by Vinted after it had been there for 6 months and it's been flagged by the football club's brand protection squad. It's not fake, but that is annoying, isn't it? That's like a Vero on eBay, isn't it, basically?
Thanks for the links, Samsa. Reselling these things, they really like the This Is Heavy. Hartwell says, I love the charts. Glad I found them after listening to all the podcasts. So brilliant. Through the podcast.
Excellent.
Thank you for
that's good to know. Thank you very much. Kez says, can you list multiples on Vinted Pro or not? No, you can't list multiples. Not at the moment. I think if they're serious about allowing business sellers on the platform, I think eventually they'll add multiples on. I mean, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, that a business seller would have a multiple of an item.
Resell for Rescue says, I've enjoyed it, especially seeing you wound up. Matt says, enjoy this.
I'm sure my blood pressure's going through the roof tonight.
Matt says, enjoyed this much better. To be fair, I think you needed to let off some steam, so you've
done
it.
Yeah.
You've done it. Star said, really good, learned a few bits, chilled atmosphere. Chilled? This is not chilled.
No, this is not chill for me.
Andy likes
I'm normally chilled.
Tam says, hello, didn't expect you to still be on now that Belly's back. Thanks for that. Linlin says it's been a good live. Good. So, people, and we're not saying it'll be like this every week.
Every time.
Every now and again, we might slip in a This Is Heavy if that's what people want. Because it don't take long to do that, does it? Slip in a This Is Heavy, just to lighten it up in the middle. If Chris is going to get stressed every time we have a chat.
Santa says the duck race. This is going to be duck race number 135.
Love the revised format.
It's only slightly revised, isn't it?
I mean, we used to do this at one point. We used to have a 4 weekly rota.
My butt is hurting, babe.
We used to have a 4-weekly rota and what we did each week, and one of the weeks was always an open chat where we just sit and do this.
Yeah, open chat week, wasn't it? And this is basically what it was.
So maybe that's what we'll do again. Maybe
no, I'm not doing that.
No, I mean, maybe some weeks we will throw in a segment and not just keep it entirely open. You know, if there has been a no that week that Chris wants to talk about, there's nothing wrong with him putting the segment in.
Yeah.
But it's just not going to be as regimental and formatted as what it has been.
I know lots of discussion today, James. Lots of discussion. I've enjoyed it. Although my head is hurting a bit.
Yeah, normally when we're chatting about stuff, I have to rein him in and get him to move on because we're running out of time rather than just letting the chat flow. So, and you've seen once he gets on his high horse, there's no
Tommy Trades, I think we need a GoPro on a Hot Wheels car on a crazy track each week. That sounds like fun. Put it on yours. I'd watch that. Celerator is a Chrome add-on. Yes, it is. Yes.
Kev says it was a good lie. Right, good, glad. Looks like Belle's been spanking Chris. Not tonight.
It's this bloody chair. She gets the nice comfy chair that I sit on all day working, and I have to sit on this. What is this?
It's a bath. It's a
what I have to sit on?
It's a shower stool that I bought for my mum.
I have to sit on this fucking thing.
And it's got a hole in it now.
And it's got a hole. Look, a cracked chair. This is not showbiz, babe.
His crack sits in the crack.
This is not how it's meant to be. Behind the scenes. Right. Should we get ready for the duck race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do the duck race.
Just give me a minute. You keep the chat going. Got some good prizes tonight.
Got some good prizes for the duck race.
Yeah, some cracking prizes.
Just trying to go through and see if we've missed anything in the chat. I think we've got everything.
Okay. Ophelia's first time in the duck race. Really?
No, I'm sure we've had you in before.
Need to look out. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I'm sick of this now. I'm sick of this chair.
Did you create the whole, Chris? Well, yeah, because it wasn't there when we first bought it.
Em's Den have been quiet tonight. I was just thinking, where's Em's Den tonight? What are you doing? You're working?
Pick one for a £5. Just put a cushion on the chair.
Duck race auto enter.
That's good advice, Lin. Just put a cushion on the chair. Then you don't have to whinge about how uncomfy it is.
Yeah, but then I'll be too high up because then we're already like little and large. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna get the duck race going.
Nobody used to realise the height difference between me and Chris because, I mean, I'm slouching a bit now, but normally on the show, he used to make sure the chairs were like set right so that we looked equal height. So whenever people meet us in person, the first thing they say is they don't realise how much shorter than Chris I am. I'm literally up to like Chris's elbow when he's
tiny,
when he stands up. I'm not only on Chris's chair, but this chair is raised to the top. And because it's raised to the top, I've got a stool to put my feet on because I can't reach the floor. I use it. I'm Chris's elbow.
Right. I'm gonna go with the duck race. Are you ready, babe? Right.
That's a good punch. Chris can confirm that.
Before we do the duck race, coming up this week on the channel, I've got a video coming out this week. About markdown sales and coupons and stuff. It's an interesting one. It's definitely, well, I'm biased. It's worth a watch, but yeah, hopefully you'll find it interesting. And what not, I think I'm going to do tomorrow
Oh, see, that's my notification, is it? Thanks.
Yeah.
See how he looked at me then?
Well, football's on Wednesday night, so I think tomorrow night it might be What Not Tuesday. Okay, so look out for that one. What Not Tuesday, possibly. And there'll be a video out the weekend. Podcast on Friday. We've got Joe, who we all know as the Closet Geek, but we're going to hear about what happened to Joe with his old eBay account and how he's had to start again and what he's doing now. So Joe, the Closet Geek, is coming on hopefully Friday. And then we've got a reselling couple coming on for the last episode of the series next week. And that should be a really interesting one. A reselling power couple.
Just saying that Hartwell said there, random goodbye. I saw, picked up this large handmade bottle, knew nothing. Someone I knew picked it up. Turned out to be a medieval wine bottle from China. It sold for $2,000 back to a Chinese buyer.
Oh, bloody hell.
Wow, that is a good... Well, saying it's a good flip. They didn't say how much they paid for it. But...
Nice.
Oh, hello.
Hello, baby.
Hello.
Right, come on. We're doing the duck race. Are you ready?
Well, I can't see anything. There's no ducks.
All right. Well, you've been rabbiting on. Never mind the ducks.
Bloody hell, Lana. Where have you... Oh, no, it's not Lana. It's Steve. How are you still doing up, Steve?
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
£10 they bought it for. Wow.
Ooh, that's nice.
That is a good flip.
I have got someone lined up for a future podcast who bought something and sold it for even more than that.
Ooh, that was cryptic.
Yeah.
Very cryptic.
Right, you ready?
On your marks, get set. And they are off. So the first one to take the lead it's that one that I can't read the name of, the 5877. Anthony Cooper is up in the lead, but he's now not anymore. Chris, I can't read the names. Peter Ray Adventures is...
names.
I know, Peter Ray Adventures is down at the bottom. And just above him is Simon Elliott. There is a bear duck just above him, but I cannot see the name of it. Something Greaves, it looks like. Chris Greaves. Husky's Emporium is a naked duck making their way through the pack up at the top. Paul Arani's just behind him. I can see Chris Tyler now pushing through to the front, along with Tiny Cloud and Flipper Lee. Peter Ray has had enough and is on his way backwards. Dorothy Watkins is in the middle of the pack, along with Lost One Triple X. Greystone's Gardens. Fluffy Muffin has made it through to the front and is holding the lead at the moment. Phil Higginson's is just behind her. And Paul Rani's still holding hers own at the top. We've literally got a front row here of naked ducks. This could be anybody's race. Lazy Jane has made it up to the bottom of the screen, and above that is PM. Karen Evans had a little peek, but has decided to go in the wrong direction. Greg has now come to break up some goods down at the bottom, dressed as a little chef. Nothing Major is in the middle with a green Mohican. Helen is still there, and so is PM. Chris Greaves is still kind of bobbing along just behind the front of the pack. Lazy Jane too. Ian G is trying to push his way through as the Doctor. Linling Jeffries is the purple duck now up at the top in the last 20 seconds. This could be anybody's. Ian G and PM are trying to push away from the pack with Dorothy Watkins just behind and AMPJ. Is this going to be one of these four ducks? It's not Ian G. We're down to the last 5 seconds, but everybody's going in the wrong directions. Andy Incognito is making a swim for it. Is it Andy's? It is! Andy Incognito. Well done.
Andy wins. Well done to Andy Incognito. You are the winner. Well done. Andy's in the Discord, in the membership. Well done, mate. Andy wins. I didn't even see Ophelia's duck, did you?
No, I didn't see it.
Useless. Are you sure you commented? I don't remember it.
In other words, he's trying to say he probably missed you.
ChatGPT sorted it out for me.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm knackered.
Oof.
Oh, what's the matter, baby?
Good.
You want to come say hello?
Have a quick say hello.
Come on, come say hello to all your fans. Oh, come on up. Never mind licking my hand. Oh, that's it. Ready? Oh, there we go. This is the super fluffy cookie because she's due a haircut. So she's very, very fluffy and scruffy.
For anybody who doesn't know how to get in the duck race, Belle will tell you.
So if you would like to enter next week's duck race, as soon as we finish this live and the video's finished, go back onto it, and in the comment section below, just write any comment you wish, and that will enter you into next week's show. Oh, Andy said you sent enough to me last week. I think you have my address.
Send it me anyway. Send me a message on the Discord, Andy, so that I remember, and I'll get it.
His third win
for Andy. Bloody hell! This is your prize. You got a Halloween duck, and you also
that should have been next week.
I know, but I didn't know if we were going to get a chance to do it, so I thought at least to get it in time for Halloween.
Yeah, true.
Thanks,
Ian. He said, "Love you guys. Hope you have a better week, Belle." Do you know what? At the minute, we're just taking
some Yankee candles in egg cups.
We're just taking every day as it comes because we just don't know what the next update's going to be.
No. Apple and cinnamon.
Cookie wants to sniff it.
This one's the best one. Gingerbread. That does smell like gingerbread. Look at Cookie smelling it. You smell that as well.
There you go. Officially sniffed by Cookie.
What does that smell like, Cookie? What about that one? Not impressed with that. You got a nice little prize there, Andy. Well done.
Oh, there we go. We brought Ensdem out with the woodworks. We said you've been a little bit quiet, but nobody can be quiet when Cookie comes on the screen.
They have been quiet tonight, haven't they?
Probably knackered like the rest of us.
I know. Right, everybody, thanks so much for coming along to tonight's show, and thank you for all your questions, your comments, and your discussion. We'll be back here again next week. We'll do it all over again. So whatever's going on this week in your reselling world, feel free to bring it to ours, and we will talk about it. That's a good little phrase, that, isn't it?
Can you remember
what's going on in your reselling world? Feel free to bring it into ours.
I was going to say, can you remember it?
No,
I've
forgotten it already. If there's anyone who recently joined the membership, don't forget to message me and get yourself into the Discord. I think Sarah already joined tonight, and there's a couple of others. Lost One Triple X, John Parker. Don't forget, send me a message. And we are done. Thank you all very, very much. Look out for some videos this week. Podcast on Friday with Joe, the former Closet Geek. He's not Closet Geek anymore. Have we got a bell end?
Apart from you, no.
Oh, no bell end.
You've been a big one tonight.
Have I? Why?
Shouting at everybody.
No. Wound me up.
No bell end. I didn't prep one tonight. But all I'll say is have a fantastic week. Stay safe and look after each other. Bye. Say bye.
Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want to catch up on another one of my videos, you can try one like this or one like this. They're both good ones. Give it a go, or you can subscribe by pressing this button here. There you go. See you later.